Okay, I want to talk about a very, very fun topic for me, and that is the internet and how it's evolving and how fast it's evolving, and whether or not dealerships today are really paying attention and if they're aware of the changes that are going on. First off, 10, 12 years ago, give or take 1 or 2, dealerships really started to become aware of the fact that they had to have a serious internet presence. Started to hire out internet salespeople, internet appointment coordinators. Then they started to hire website companies, and they had to kind of start hiring e-commerce directors to really make sure that their web presence was always constantly accurate. And then we'd hire a website company to design a website for us, to have inventory feed companies to make sure our inventory was always up to date, and they'd put fun little posts on there, make sure our mileage was correct and our videos. And there was this growing trend that was going out there to make sure that your website had to really pay close attention to. Then search engine optimization had to become something we were aware of, and search engine marketing. And in most cases, search engine optimization was something you really depended on your website to take care of by putting keywords and phrases into your website. Then search engine marketing came around, and there was a big debate whether or not that was really worth spending the money on. Was to say, if I spend so much money, I'll buy pay-per-clicks here and I'll have a presence here. And then there was a question, is that really worth it? But now, the way Google has really changed the algorithms on how search engines work today, it's really changed your search engine optimization and how you organically climb. Okay? If you don't fully understand it, the best and quick and simplest, easiest way I can describe it is Google pays attention to how much content you give the consumers. And let's face it, your websites don't feed any type of content. Blogs were created to help feed content to the consumers. So was social media. Now Google recognizes this content, and the more content you feed it, the smarter Google gets, and the more it starts to like your website. Now, if you get specific, and you get dealer specific, and you get location specific, Google will find you on one of the first pages. But let's face it, if a customer is searching that specific, chances are they already know about you. But if they're looking for information and product information, they're just getting product specific. And if you aren't within the first 5 pages of a search engine, frankly, you're not even relevant, because there's so much content that already exists that's already being found, and that's where people are really getting the maximum exposure. So if you have not employed or hired or sent anything out to really watch your social media, okay, and to watch your content that's being provided out there, you're really doing yourself a disservice, because you're not paying attention to what's going on the internet. And what I can also tell you, if you're fighting for traffic to come into your store today, chances are you're spending way too much money to try and spend it on mailers, radio ads, TV ads, stuff that people aren't really paying attention to. I also want to sit there and address your email campaigns. One quick question. Where do you go as a consumer anywhere where someone is not trying to capture your email address for whatever reason? You can go to Kroger or any type of grocery store. You can go to any type of hardware maintenance store. You can go to any online shopping center, and everybody and everywhere you go is looking to get your email address. Now, every time you get that email address, they're pushing your emails with information. So just imagine how many emails a consumer today gets on a regular basis, on a daily basis. How much are they really paying attention to it? How many emails does the average consumer have? Do they have a work email? Do they have a personal email? How many personal emails do they have? I can tell you I've got 4. Yeah, it looks like 5, but I actually have 4. And one I pay more attention to than the other. Now here's the other interesting thing. My Yahoo, my Gmail email, I can't even begin to tell you the last time I pulled that up on a computer. How many people are watching this video from your smartphone or from a tablet? Remember, there was a recent post and a recent statistic that stated Apple has sold more iPhones and iPads since it has sold computers and notebooks since its first inception. That's incredible. And if that doesn't show you the kind of trend that people are going through, you got to remember, people are reading emails from their smartphones. If you don't have anything that's smartphone or tablet ready, you're doing yourself a disservice, because the whole great thing about smartphones and having something that is smartphone ready is that it's easy to read on a small phone. If you're trying to look up an entire website on a little screen, it's not going to work. But if you have something that's smartphone ready, it's going to work. What about these QR codes and these digital scanners that allow you to take a picture of an image and it redirects you to a website that's smartphone friendly? That stuff is free. But if we're not paying attention to it and having it as part of every type of advertising that we do, it's silly. What if you had that image attached to every single car? And instead of having a tag in the window, you have that check out our video profile, and people can scan it from their phone when they're shopping your lot when no one's there, and actually start seeing those videos that you created. They walk people through all the emotional buying motives of your vehicle. That stuff makes sense, doesn't it? Because it's creative. It's different than the other guy is doing. And you don't have to find another gimmicky ad and say, we'll pay you $250 to come down and drive our vehicle. How serious is that person? If they're a serious buyer, they're already coming to your store to drive the car because they've searched online and they've actually gotten information and you're on your checklist. How many people are just going to drive to your store, drive the vehicles, because you said you're going to give them some money, and then great, here, before you do that, fill out this form so we can have your information so we can start to broadcast email you, and we can start having our BDC start sending a lot of phone calls out to you. What kind of bad habits does that create? Does anybody really paying attention? That's like a new way of cold calling. You're just finding a way to do it legally without soliciting people. You're sitting there saying, come in, we're going to give you $50 for your information. I don't plan on doing much else with it other than cold call you, and hopefully down the pipeline I'll be ready for it. Versus taking the time to actually hire someone to provide content and to build stuff that complements iPhones, smartphones, Androids, tablets, and actually build your search engine up there so the people are actually legitimately looking for your product can find you, and you've provided it in a creative way that now you've kind of put that wow factor out there that they want to engage you, versus trying to find a way to solicit them and make it fun and legal. It's fluff. Stop it. Pay attention to what's going on. You're wasting money, and you're spending too much money on these mailers and these TV ads and these radio ads to employ somebody in your work to really pay attention to the content, to feed the industry, to provide creative material that consumers are looking for and that complements Google and Bing and all these search engines. That makes the most sense. Create yourself an online profile. All right? Whatever it is that you find your integrity in your dealership, in your showroom, find a way to put it on a creative way online so the masses can see it. They say that 95% of the shoppers go online before they ever look at a vehicle. It used to be a statistic that said customers were online 90 days, shopping online 90 days before they ever purchased a vehicle, and now that statistic has gone down. I would be willing to bet that the only reason why that statistic has gone down is because people don't hit dealership websites within 30 days of purchasing a vehicle, because the previous 60 days they were online at other sources gathering information. I guarantee you people are still shopping and looking for information. That trend hasn't changed. It's just, are they going to you first or are they going to other sources? Become the first place they go to and become it consistently. This is the trend you have to pay attention to. Okay? I hope you do. It really isn't going anywhere. In fact, if you're starting to pay attention to this conversation today, chances are tomorrow you're going to be 3 years behind. It's that fast. So hopefully, if you have your own thoughts or opinions on this growing trend and how fast the internet's evolving, please comment below, leave some suggestions. If you're dealing with your own frustrations in your own workplace, write it down. I'm interested. Thank you. Bye.